Okay, YouTubers, thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. Today's episode, we're going to talk about heart issues. Now, yeah, guys, all of a sudden, we're seeing this ginormous jump in cardiac issues across the world. Now, let's focus on the United States only. But across the world, we're seeing these things, and it's not strange. We know what it is. So again, I don't need to say it, but the craziness about the cardiac issues is that they're blaming it on climate change. They're blaming it on pregnancy. They're blaming it on the environment that you live in. They're blaming it on stressors. I know one article about a year ago, they said that cardiac issues were up because people were stressed out over the Mr. 19 event. Okay, that could be so, because stress is a motherfucker and people are not used to stress. Now, I do not understand why people were stressed out during COVID. I don't get it. I truly don't. And when people were locked down in their homes, they were like, I can't take this. I don't know what to do. I'm like, stop being a bitch. Grow the fuck up. Nonetheless, people were stressed out. Okay. And I understand that a lot of people were worried about dying. That part I get. But the lockdown and the not going outside, and I mean, you people let that shit happen to you. I didn't fucking play ball at all. I was fucking still camping and carrying on like shit was fine. And so did my family. But whatever. Now, you got all of these problems going on, and they're sitting there and they're trying to blame other things. They wanted to blame coffee about a couple months ago, if I'm not mistaken, that coffee was bad for your health. Then it's interesting that article comes out, and then a couple weeks later, they're like, oh, drinking coffee is bad for the environment because of all the K-cups and all this other bullshit that you use to make coffee and the amount of water you use, whatever. They have the worst excuses in the world. I don't understand. But let's start with the first excuse of climate change. Now, they are sitting there blaming climate change and saying that there are two excuses they're using with heart disease and heart issues and blaming climate change too. One is that the temperature is rising around the world and causing people to have heart issues. Okay, fine. So I get that when it's too hot, and again, you're stressed out, if you're running, if you're walking, if you're just fucking overweight and you can't take 2 steps without breathing hard, yes, you're going to have heart issues because your heart is working harder than it needs to be. That's understandable. But to sit there and blame the fact that the Earth's temperature is rising, or that there are, extreme weathers, that's what it's, extreme weathers happening is causing heart issues, and yet they don't quite understand why extreme weather is correlated with heart issues. This is an article I read. Right underneath the title, they said, we still don't understand the correlation. No one does, because you're making shit up. And soon you're going to be like, well, guys, you can't go see movies that get your heart beat up because that might cause cardiac issues. So refrain from seeing action movies. I could see them coming out with every excuse under the sun just so that people don't believe what it really is. So a study back in 2020 was published, I think, in London, and they said that 62% of people who suffered from heart conditions or heart attacks were because of climate change. But they don't pinpoint what it is. They just use the blanket title, climate change. They don't say, oh, well, within climate change, this is why this is happening. They just, climate change. Climate change is causing people to have heart attacks. Extreme weather is causing people to have heart attacks, but yet they don't understand the correlation of extreme weathers and heart attacks. Okay, so now they feed us bullshit and people sit there and they believe it. Now, they said that the temperature is dropping and this is going to cause elderly people to have heart issues. The temperature is dropping. That's what it was, not going up, dropping. And, well, I'm going to get to the going up part. There is another part in this. I'll get to that in a bit. So they're saying that it's dropping and that they should avoid fog and clouds. But again, they don't say why. They should avoid fogs and clouds. I'm like, first of all, who the fuck's hiking that high enough at that age that they're in the clouds? That's one. Two, fog, shit happens everywhere. So is this like the movie The Fog? You see it outside, you go, oh shit, let me tape my door closed so they don't come out from under the door. You guys remember that movie The Fog? That was a really good movie, by the way. But still, they're reaching fogs and clouds. I'm like, what in the actual fuck? Cold weather, breathing it in, stresses your heart. What? How the fuck humanity get this far in the cold for you to turn around in 2022 or rather in 2020 and tell us, oh, this is what's causing it? Anyway, with that, guys, they sit there and they keep up coming with excuses. And then the recent excuse is that the temperature is dropping. So let me get into the temperature going up, the contradicting study that comes out against this. So, of course, they try to backdate this by stating that there was a 16-year study out of Sweden that studied 280,000 people, and they found out that over the 16 years, the 280,000 people in cold weather, Switzerland, developed heart issues and had more heart attacks. Bullshit. I'm so calling bullshit on that. And again, guys, it's insane because this thing happened. This thing came out 2 years ago. And all of a sudden, they started backdating all these studies to way before so that people, you know, the smartasses that are defending the arm ticket are coming around and going, look, see, this study's from 16 years, way before that came out. Go fuck yourself. I'm not that stupid. I know that you can treat us like we're stupid, but we're not that stupid. Don't give me that 16-year study bullshit. Humanity didn't get this far because of fogs and fucking low clouds are killing us now. There's got, I mean, and listen, there is something to be said about low-hanging clouds or clouds and shit that's in them. I know if you believe in the, what you call it, that planes are spraying into the sky, right? If you believe that, then you can make that connection. But if you don't believe that, you're then like, what the fuck's killing them in the clouds? Like, why is clouds and fogs the two things they need to stay away from? Just a bit odd for me, if you ask me. So now, what I just talked about, the cold weather causing heart issues, there was another study, again contradicting this one, saying that hot weather stresses the heart and is causing more cardiac issues. So what they're telling us is that if you're old and you're in a cold, don't breathe in fog and cloud or cold air, you're going to die or have a heart attack. But if you are also in the heat, try to stay cool because you're going to have a heart attack. So it's like, or cardiac issues. It's like one or the other with it. It's like they're trying to cover all their bases. Well, it's hot over there, so that's why they have a lot of heart attacks. Oh, you know what? They live in cold weather. They're going to have a heart attack too. If you live fucking in a nice tropical, you might have a heart attack because your heart is enjoying the tropical weather. And your heart can't take that much excitement, so you're going to have a heart attack. These are like the dumb things that they're saying and trying to give us all these excuses. Now, moving right along, you had Mr. 19 they're saying was also causing cardiac issues. Again, that could be true. That might not be true. I don't know. That for sure, I can't say that like they're bullshit. It could be. But they are using that excuse that Mr. 19 is causing cardiac issues for like everything now. So if bullshit studies are saying it's too hot or it's too cold, or coming out and saying that it's causing heart issues, they're also saying that Mr. 19 is causing this as well because it stressed people's heart out, it damaged certain valves in the heart, and now they have these issues. Okay, again, more bullshit that I'm not going to believe. Now, they said that a British study said that people who caught Mr. 19 were 19 times more likely to have heart issues, heart conditions. Again, that could be so, but watching people pass away all of a sudden everywhere around the world, really, you gotta, fuck you. Because there were people who never had Mr. 19, went and got the arm ticket, and wind up dying anyway. So, again, it's a very weird and shitty excuse to use because there are people who never had Mr. 19 and still didn't make it. And they didn't make it after they took the arm ticket. So again, another bullshit excuse. Now this other excuse, this last excuse is pretty interesting. So now they're saying this other issue, pregnancy, which is only going to affect women, not men who have children, women. They're saying preeclampsia and preterm birth can cause cardiac issues. Okay? Now that could be true. I'm not a chick. I can't fucking have a kid, so I don't know. I don't know how many women. Well, I know a couple women who have preeclampsia. They're not complaining of any heart issues. But then again, I don't know if they would be telling me the truth. But that's another one that they're trying to use as well, guys. So it's coffee, cold weather, or extreme weather, hot weather, Mr. 19, pregnancy. And then down the line, it'll be movies and shit like that. Don't get your heart excited because, matter of fact, don't even work out anymore. Don't even look at a gym. That might get your heart excited and you might die. Like, it's just, they're using so many excuses. They're throwing so much bullshit at us. People are actually believing it. That's the crazy shit. Like, I don't understand how people sitting there going, yo, did you hear? I had it. I had Mr. 19. Does that mean I'm going to have a heart attack now? And people are believing this shit. Like, so as long as there's stupid people out there, they will believe any narrative that is thrown at them. That's pretty much the gist of this. Anything they can come up with, anything they put behind a study from New Zealand, UK, France, Germany, United States, Canada, people will believe it. And especially when you put university behind it, people really believe that shit. So again, guys, it seems like it's bullshit, but it is bullshit. It doesn't seem like it is. It is bullshit. And we have to be careful of the bullshit and be careful of stepping in it. Anyway, guys, other than that, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.